Welcome to the Cal Phelps Show. This is our second edition of the Cal Phelps Show as we head into week 2 of the college football season. We've got, of course, Cal Phelps. I'm Assistant Athletic Director for Sports Information, John Kruger. We'll be talking about a couple things today. Of course, Thursday night, and a special Thursday edition, the Scots played Wayland Baptist here at Pioneer Stadium, and the Scots came away with a 37-14 setback in the opener. The Scots this week will go to Lindsey Wilson on Saturday for a 1:30 kickoff in Columbia. So let's get into this week's show and talk about how the Scots performed. Being the first game of the season, Coach, how do you feel like the team came into the game preparation-wise?
I think preparation-wise, we were perfectly fine. We were set up with what we wanted to do. We went through camp the way we wanted to go through camp. And I think our guys came out and played well to start with, and played well the whole game, really. Fatigue was a little bit of a factor. That was probably the humidest day we've had since we've been here. So I think that got some guys a little bit. But all in all, I think preparation-wise, our guys were ready to go. They came out fast and played well, and I was pleased with where we were.
Is that, coming into a season opener and having so many freshmen on the team, it's kind of an unknown, I guess, for not only for you but for the players. It's a first college football game for them. How do you prepare a team for that first game?
It's a little tricky in the way you do things. Luckily for us, though, we had guys that have been here last year that have been through a full season, and we're able to help those younger guys get adjusted to it a little bit. And the biggest thing is you set up your camp based on when you play. So then you backtrack through and, you try and get your normal weekly schedule kind of in line of what you're going to do about, a week out from the first game, and kind of get the normal as is during the season together and ready to go. And that's kind of what we did. We went hard throughout camp, and then as we got closer, we had to scale some things back and kind of get into our weekly preparation with film and, them going to class and all those sorts of things too, where, it's definitely a little tricky, but I think we did well with it.
Is the season more of a routine for the players to try to get them on a schedule doing the same things every day leading up to a game?
Yes. Every week is set out, and the way we practice is do the same things on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays throughout the season, as well as Sundays when we come in. They have the same off day every week. It gets them in a routine so that they know exactly what we're going to be doing in our offices, and the times that they're supposed to be there, the time they still have to study, and do all their schoolwork as well, because that's a big part of it too. Is if they don't take care of the schoolwork, they're not going to be with us very long. So, we have to give them time to do that too.
Looking at the statistics of the ball game, just looking at the score, somebody might say, well, okay, we got beat 37-14. But looking at the statistics, Lyon had more first downs, 19-16, than Wayland. We had more rushing yards, 228 to 170. We averaged 6.0 yards per rush compared to 3.8 for Wayland. As far as passing, we outgained Wayland 140 to 80. And total yards, obviously, we had a lead of 368 to 250. So looking at that aspect of the game, obviously you got to be pleased.
Yeah, I'm very pleased with where we were. Like I say, you look down that stat line, we should win the game. And, I think just being in the flow of the game and things like that, I think it felt at any point in time that we could win that game on the field. And our guys believe that. Our coaching staff believed that, and the biggest thing is our guys kept grinding the whole time and trying to get back in it, and we had plenty of chances to get back in it. And when you look down the line, though, you're pleased with what statistically we had against them, and that's the hurtful part is obviously the turnover battle, which we lost big time. But every other statistical category favors us, and that's pleasing to see in the first ball game of the year.
I guess when you look at that aspect, you can build so much on because of the fact that you did outgain them and the defense did a good job. Obviously, turnovers was a problem. We had 8 turnovers to their 1. How frustrating is that for a coach?
That's tough. That's frustrating for everybody, not just the coaching staff. It's frustrating for the guys too. That because we've gone through camp and we've done really well with holding on to the football, and we get in a game and things happened, and that's just part of the game. Sometimes things are going to happen. There's going to be adversity in the game, and I was still pleased that even with 8 turnovers, we were still in that ball game for a long time. Even in the fourth quarter, we had a chance to get it to within 1 score. Went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. But if we get that thing within 1 score, even with the turnovers we had, it's pretty impressive from our team and how they grinded things out. And I think even if you cut those turnovers in half to only 4, I think we probably win the game. So it's one where don't take anything away from Wayland. They were a good team. They were a tough opponent. But our team played really well, and if you take those turnovers away, it's pretty impressive to watch us come out that first game and probably be talking about our first win here.
Yeah, we trailed 14-0 at the end of the first quarter, came within 14-7, and they scored right before the half. What did that seem to hurt the momentum at all? And we did play well in the second half as far as moving the football and so forth. Was that a big play in the game?
I think anytime they return and score right there before the half is tough on a team. Especially when we're getting down there close to field goal range, and that was kind of the plan, I guess, where we were at. I mean, it's either we're going to get a score in the end zone or we're going to get some type of points going into half, and then we get the ball in the second half, have a chance to take the lead, and it just didn't work out that way. They got points beforehand, and still come out though in the second half, and we're still right there. We get the ball, we start driving the ball, and it's one that anytime you turn the ball over, it's a momentum changer. But I think the best part about it is we got the ball right back in the second half and started to move it. So I think it was definitely a big play, but not a huge play.
Offensively, like we were just talking about, we moved the football. Dwayne Robinson had 106 yards on 17 carries from this quarterback spot. He was the leading rusher in the ballgame. He also completed 64% of his passes, 16 of 25, which was a record for him, for 140 yards and just 1 interception. Talk about his performance and how he did at the quarterback spot.
I think he ran the offense well. I think when we sit there and think about it, we had 200-yard rushers in the backfield. And that's a testament to the way our offense works, to our offensive line and the way they block things, and the way he was making reads. And then you go on the passing side of things. He completed 60-something% of his passes. That's a good game whenever you think about it. I mean, that's one that we got the ball in guys' hands. We got gains in the passing game. We used that to our advantage. And we had opportunities. I think the one thing he would be disappointed about, as everybody else would be, is his turnovers. And he's a grown man. He's going to bounce back just fine from it. And he's going to go out there this week and he's going to have a great game and he's going to hold on to that football, and we're not going to have any issues and we're not going to be talking about it anymore. But I think all in all, as a coach standing there watching our offense, I loved watching our offense work. I liked watching, Mike running very, very hard and, gaining 100 yards in the day. A freshman, Jason Biddy, get in there and do some things offensively. Scored the touchdown for us. Caught a screen out of the backfield. Reese Kinley, who was the wide receiver, caught a good ball, made a nice run after the fact. I think offensively we're very close. I think you take those turnovers away, and A, we have a lot more yards of offense probably, and B, we're winning the football game with a lot more points scored. But as far as where we're at, I think we're at where we want to be moving forward, and I can't wait to watch those guys get back out there this week.
Yeah, Dwayne threw to 7 different receivers, which has got to be a good thing because it spreads the ball out, and also took pressure off Michael Bowles, who ran for 100 yards on 15 carries. And so anything that can mix things up, I guess, helps the offense as a whole.
Absolutely. That's the best thing for us, is to mix the ball around. Obviously we have 2 great playmakers in the backfield there with Bowles and Dwayne, and that's part of this offense, is making reads and spreading the ball around and things like that, and our offense accomplished that. And when you gain 368 yards on offense, that's a good day. And I was, like I say, I was pleased with Dwayne's play. I was pleased with Mike's play. I was pleased with the receivers and the offensive line. Offense as a whole, I was very pleased with. Obviously, we just got to cut the turnovers down, and that's what we got to work on this week. We got to get those turnovers cut down.
And defensively, holding Wayland to only 250 yards, and time again, unfortunately, in some situations, the defense was in a tough spot, and they seemed to do a good job of holding Wayland and keeping our offense in the ball game, or our team in the ball game. So, got to be happy with the defensive play as well.
Absolutely, those guys played phenomenal on Thursday night. Very, very pleased with how they played. They played a lot. We played a lot of guys on defense. There was a lot of freshmen out there. Sometimes there was upperclassmen. Played a lot of different packages, and those guys, every time they had to, they stood up to Wayland there and held their ground. And I was very pleased with the way the defense played. Braden Pender was probably our leading tackler, I think, and he's a freshman that played linebacker for us. Stephen Benedict is who he is. He's always there, always in the middle of plays, and I think he probably played just about every down on defense for us over the course of the game, and made a lot of great plays for us. So, defensively, I was very, very pleased with where we're at, and Coach Howard does a great job with those guys.
Yeah, they seemed to really be flying around for the football. Bender led the way with 9 tackles, and Benedict had 11 with 6 solo stops. So the defense really seemed to step up, and whoever came in the ball game seemed to do a good job.
Yeah, and I think that's a testament to those guys making a lot of plays, a testament to the defensive line guys keeping those big offensive linemen off the linebackers and DBs and holding their ground too, and letting those guys flow and make a lot of plays, and they did. They were running fast, they were getting to the ball, and defensively I thought we played really well. And they pressured the quarterback when they needed to, and we had a chance to make some plays there too, and like I say, I think defensively we played really well.
I want to make a note that the Central States Football League announced its Players of the Week this morning, and one of the Scots, Osvaldo Espericueta, our field goal and kicker and punter, was named the Special Teams Player of the Week for Week 1. He averaged over 42 yards on his punts and was 2 for 2 extra points, and did a great job. And special teams is always important, isn't it?
Yeah, special teams is a big part of the game, and with our coverage units and things, I think we had a little trouble, I guess you'd say, in the tackling side of things, which will get fixed. But coverage-wise, I thought everybody did well. Oz punted the ball well. We got down there and we stopped him on the punts and things. Kickoffs, he kicked it off deep down there, and we had good coverage units. And I was very pleased. I think Trey broke a kick at one point in time, and we got a penalty on that. But all in all, I think our coverage units and everything went pretty well, and I was pleased with the way the special teams played too.
All right. Well, let's shift gears a little bit. This Saturday, traveling to Columbia to take on Lindsey Wilson. Of course, Lindsey Wilson is always a tough team. They're ranked number 12th in the nation coming into this week. Lindsey Wilson is 1-0 on the year after defeating Cumberland 33-29 last Thursday. In that game, Cumberland outgained Lindsey Wilson 476 to 352, and the rushing attack, Cumberland held an advantage of 241 to 136, and in passing, Cumberland also led 235 to 216. But Coach, you know more than anybody that Lindsey Wilson is going to be a tough team to play this weekend.
Yeah, anytime you play a top 15 team in the country in the NAIA, you're going to be playing a tough opponent. But they're not a team that's not beatable. And we have to just go out there and play our game. And I think they're going to come out and they're going to play their game, which I know what they're going to do. And we just got to do what we do. And if we come out and play like the way we did, and limit the turnovers that we had, and defense we play the way we were, and offense we play the way we were moving the ball, I think we'll be right there in it, and it'll be a good ball game in the end.
Now, they threw the ball more than they passed last week. Are they normally, from what you've seen, more of a passing team than a running team?
Yeah, I mean, if you look back to last year, I think they were more pass heavy than they were run heavy. I think they graduated quite a few guys on offense. But it's one where you're still ranked in the top 15. You go to the playoffs, you're not necessarily going to have a rebuilding year. You're going to just reload with guys you've already had in your program or guys you bring in. So they're going to be a good football team. And on the offensive side, they're gonna make some plays. We're gonna have to just answer it. And there's gonna be some adversity when we face them too. They're gonna make some plays, and it's gonna be a battle. It's gonna be a back and forth battle, and hopefully offensively they do just similar to what they've done in the past and what we've seen on film. And defensively, I think we'll get prepared for them that way.
Well, Copeland obviously was able to move the ball on them. Piling up 476 yards. So I guess that would give your offense some confidence going into this game. What kind of things do you expect from them on the defensive side?
Yeah, I think they play a three-man front, which I think helps. Anytime you want to run the football, playing against a three-man front, helps. There has its advantages for the offense. So I think they're still going to be aggressive. They're still the defensive side over there. They're aggressive. They're still playing. They got some big guys up front that'll be tough to move. But I think all in all, our offense should be able to move the football against them. And but at the same point, that's an experienced team over there, experienced group of guys. They have a lot of juniors and seniors over there on the defensive side, and obviously, so they'll be ready to go too. Just as well as we will.
Now, this will be the first road game of the season, obviously. How is a road game preparation any different from a home game preparation?
Really, there's no difference for me or the staff or our guys. We're still going to do the same things on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We're still going to do the same thing. The only thing is, after that, we got to get on a bus and we got to travel, and that's the big difference: is getting on a bus. Going, eating someplace, staying in a hotel, and then how they focus in the night before and how they focus in the day of the game. And, we do a pretty good job, I think, of that as far as the staff goes, as far as getting them ready to play and getting them hydrated and different things. Obviously, that's a big thing, too. I mean, when you get on the bus, some guys want to eat a bunch of junk food on the way over there and things like that and drink a bunch of soda and stuff. But I think it's one where you got to just preach to them about hydration and about taking care of their body on the bus trips and things, because that's basically they've got to take care of their body, they got to hydrate, they got to be ready to go for the next day. So that's the biggest thing.
Now, nowadays you hear a lot of major colleges, they stay in hotels even for home games. Does sometimes going on the road and keeping the players all together and having that controlled environment, does that sometimes help?
Yeah, it does, and I think you see a lot of bigger programs do it for the pure fact that they want to get them off campus the night before. They don't want them to have the opportunity to do anything, such as go to a party or go, do something that's going to jeopardize their teammates. And I think it's a good thing that most of those places do that. Because it does help their team focus in. It helps them be able to have more meetings. It helps them do a lot of different things to get them ready to go. And that's what we've been able to do on the road too, is we've been able to get our guys locked in. They'll be in a controlled environment. There's not a whole lot else going on except for what we're doing and how to control what we're getting ready to do. And I like going on the road because I do think it helps our guys lock in and be together, and we can control that a little bit more.
All right. Well, that'll pretty much wrap it up for this week's Kyle Phelps Show. Saturday afternoon, September 3rd, the Scots will be in Columbia, Kentucky at 1:30 to take on Lindsey Wilson College. Lindsey Wilson 1-0 on the year. The Scots 0-1 and looking for that first win here early in the season. If you want to watch the game and can't go make that trip, go to the lionscots.com website where you can get links to the video and audio feeds for the contest. This is John Kruger with Kyle Phelps, wishing you a great week and hoping you'll join us Saturday for the ball game.